Hey everybody, welcome back. Just wanted to kind of throw in my 2 cents on something that is kind of making the rounds right now in a couple different sites. Quentin Tarantino did an interview with Empire magazine, and in it he mentioned a little bit on why he thinks Grindhouse didn't do so well. And of course now there's articles on every website, it seems, that I go to or get notified of. I just figured I'd take a stab at it because I am a big fan of Grindhouse. So there are two main quotes specifically on Grindhouse that Tarantino did in that Empire interview. So for the first one, Tarantino said, "With Grindhouse, I think me and Robert just felt that people had a little more of a concept of the history of double features and exploitation movies. No, they didn't at all. They had no idea what the F they were watching. It meant nothing to them, alright, what we were doing. So that was a case of being a little too cool for school." And then finally there's a quote of how he and Edgar Wright went to go watch the film in London on opening weekend. So Tarantino said, "I'm in London doing press on the film before opening weekend, and I go to Edgar Wright, hey, let's you and me and your friends go see it on Friday night in Piccadilly. So Neera Park, his producer, and Joe Cornish, and the whole Edgar group, we head into the heart of Piccadilly Circus to go see Death Proof on opening day." I assume he means Grindhouse, but I don't know. Maybe they walked in halfway through just see Death Proof. I don't know. "And we walk in the theater and there's about 13 people in there on the opening 8:30 show, all right?" Laughs. "That was a rather humbling experience, but we sat down and watched it and had a good time. Edgar was like," launches into Edgar Wright impression that sounds more like Jason Statham, "that was very impressive. I think I would have turned around and walked out of there. The fact you said F it and sat down, I admired that." Not sure my impression was any better. So I'm a fan of Grindhouse, of both films, Planet Terror and Death Proof, first Planet Terror by Robert Rodriguez and Death Proof by Quentin Tarantino, and then obviously all the fake trailers in between. So, and the off chance there's any of you who haven't seen it, it's literally two movies done as if it was a double feature that was shown back in the 70s, either at a drive-in or at a Grindhouse theater. And usually they were low-budget films that they were trying to get more people to come in, figure, well, it's like, well, two movies for the price of one, and then they'd have a bunch of trailers for, other Grindhouse and exploitation films that would show, obviously, before and in between the two. And so the experience was meant to mimic that. So Tarantino's first point about audiences not understanding, I think semi-valid. I do think audiences would have basically understood the idea of, a double feature. But I do think the overall appreciation of it maybe wasn't there yet. I mean, I don't know if the film came out today, whether or not it would actually go over a lot better. I do think the biggest thing against it, though, is the fact that it came out April 6th back in 2007, which was Easter weekend. Not the best weekend to premiere a film like this. Honestly, this film should have either come out a month earlier or a month later, in my opinion, and I think it would have done like a world of difference. That was literally just poor planning on the part of Dimension Films and Miramax on releasing it then. Like, really, that was like a horrible call. And I'm also not sure whether or not some of the advertising really kind of pushed what the film was. Like, to me it did, but again, I know it. I know what they were doing. I know what they were paying homage to, and that is a bit of a difficult thing to pitch. But I mean, the thing is, the film, I think, does have a fan base. I know I'm definitely one of them. Everybody I know who at least has seen it, definitely loves it. I even have like the poster for it, and I've managed to get, a decent amount of signatures on it. I hope to have a lot more. Unfortunately, when you're dealing with such a named cast, it's, not always easy to get, to meet them and get them to sign something. Anyway, I just want to do a quick video on this. So definitely let me know your thoughts on Grindhouse if you're a fan of it, and what you think of Tarantino's quote, and what you think about how it didn't do well when it came out. The reason why. I still just say it was just a release date, and I think the marketing should have been clearer, but at the end of the day, I really think the main thing was the release date. Either it should have come out in March, or it should have come out either later in April, or maybe even May. I don't know. Anyway, so as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.